Hi, I'm on the search for the best fitness tracker. But what is better, a smartwatch, hybrid watch, a band or a ring? To find out, I wore everything at the same time and I learned a lot by it. This video is about smart rings and the most famous one from Oura, but also the biggest competition from Ultrahuman. The thing is, many people misunderstand smart rings. They are not just another step counter, they are way more than that. We are the first generation that is able to track our whole body and analyze the data. This has potential to drastically change our lifestyle and lifespan. Chapter 1. Ring. I never worn a ring in my whole life, so wearing two 24/7 all the time was quite unusual at the start. You're consistently touching something with the ring. Door handles, smartphones or a fork. I could even see how the ring affected my gestures. Visually, the Oura Ring is still not my cup of tea. The thought of people looking at me and thinking I'm wearing this ring because I think that it looks great, that is not a great one. On the other hand, if I see people wearing an Oura Ring, I think, hey, wow, they like to look at their health data, they live quite healthy, and I want to talk with them about supplements and the resting heart rate. Although the Oura Ring is thicker than a normal ring, it's still relatively thin and much lighter than you would expect. This is due to the material. It's titanium and therefore incredibly stable and amazingly scratch resistant. After relentless 6 months of use, there are scratches here and there, but nothing really wild. The Ultrahuman ring is much worse. If it continues like this, it will become matte. However, it is quite a bit thinner and weighs almost half as much with 2.4 grams. Both are waterproof for 100 meters. I don't like the feeling of water under the ring, so I was always taking it off when showering or washing my hands. Oura has many colors and 2 shapes. The Heritage version I bought has a bump at the top. The Horizon version is perfectly round. Depending on the color and shape, the prices can easily double by several hundred of euros. That doesn't really make any sense, and at Ultrahuman every color costs the same. Every smart ring is available in different sizes because our fingers are different sizes. Before delivery, you get a size kit and you can wear the plastic ring until you are sure of the size. On the other hand, it's difficult to sell the ring or give them to someone in your family because they have to match your exact finger. In my eyes, smart rings have a total of 3 advantages and 3 disadvantages compared to a smartwatch. First, the good news. They are lighter and smaller. You practically can't feel them, and that is nice when you are sleeping. Second, the battery life is 5 times better than the one on an Apple Watch. More on that in a moment. Third, you don't have a display or LEDs, so nothing is distracting you. You are wearing something technical without noticing it. And then there are the disadvantages. First, you don't have a display or a vibration motor, so the ring can't alert yourself and you can't be wakened by it. Second, if you want to lift heavy weights in the gym, you definitely have to wear gloves so you don't suffer tremendous pain. Third, the ring moves a little and you always have to keep an eye on that because the tracking only works optimal in the right position. With Oura, this is even a little bit worse than with Ultrahuman. The battery life lasted me about 5 to 6 days. That's really amazing for something that is not even weighing 5 grams. You will get a message if the ring is almost empty and will not make it through the night, and I was always charging it at the morning when I was taking a shower, and that usually was enough to keep the Oura Ring going. The Ultrahuman Ring Air charges way more slowly. It takes almost 2 hours. If you are on the road for more than 5 days, you always have to think about the charger, which is annoying, and mine is already a bit scratched because of it. To be honest, I don't think that the battery will die anytime soon because the battery runtime is so good. Chapter 2. Data. There are now countless manufacturers of smart rings. Oura, Ultrahuman, Ringcon, Circular, even Samsung now announced a ring. So at some point maybe even Apple will release a smart ring, who knows. They are all quite similar when it comes to the heart rate. They have very similar sensors, so let's talk about the sensors first and then the software, the most important part, later. There's a sensor for the pulse, one for blood oxygen, one for the skin temperature, a 3D gyroscope that can detect steps and other movements, and because such a ring is firmly attached, those sensors are fairly accurate. A smartwatch always wobbles around when you are doing sports, or you can just press it away when you are sleeping, and the tracking cannot be perfectly accurate all the time. So a ring is much better in that regard. There's basically only one technical disadvantage, and that is the Bluetooth range, which is super short. I think I have filmed enough rings for the rest of my life, so let's talk about the app. You can see a big number, and that is showing your daily form. And it's pretty cool. It's a value between 0 and 100. 100 is like the best day of your life and 0 is dead. It consists of resting heart rate, body temperature, breathing rate, and the heart rate variability. Short HRV. The HRV is the most important number in the health community, and here's why. Your heart doesn't beat perfectly evenly. It has a slight rhythm in milliseconds, and the more, the better, generally speaking. If you are stressed or ill, the value drops drastically, so it reflects on your daily form. So you can always see at one glance how resilient your body is on that particular day. And if you click on it, you can see a more detailed breakdown and what's good and not so good. The next big value is sleep. Here too, you get a score with more detailed information. The duration, of course, but also the resting heart rate, sleep phases, timing and latency. I find this really practical for sleep optimization. Last but not least, the third major point, activity. Here too, there is a large number and you can see the steps, calories and whether you have exercised regularly. I found this category to be far the weakest. It gave me zero motivation to be active. I never got any meaningful data out of it after a workout. It's a different story with the heart rate curve, which shows if you have been stressed or recovered. This is helpful, for example, if you are still ill and want to get back into everyday life, but you don't want to overwork yourself. With Ultrahuman, I only want to mention the app briefly because it's quite technical and a little bit more complex. You have the same numbers as the Oura Ring and everything is quite similar to Oura. But I think that the breakdown of the sleep is not that helpful. Every value is still optimal and I don't think that my sleep was. However, I think it's good that you can always see the current temperature and heart rate, and it gives you advice on when you should drink caffeine. By the way, these are all skin temperature sensors, so they are not perfectly accurate, but they are accurate enough to detect changes in your body temperature. But how well are these values really? Is the score matching my feeling? Well, it's so-so. Usually it's between 70 and 90 and I often feel like that, so it's good. But one day it was showing me a high number, it was a 90 and I was going to the gym and I was working out like crazy, and on the next day I was laying in bed with COVID. When I was ill, the Oura Ring knew immediately and I was ill for 4 days, and when I was feeling well again, it still showed mediocre values, which reminded me to take things slowly. So unfortunately, you don't get early warnings if you are getting ill, but if you are already ill, it would tell you to take it slow. Sometimes I read in the comment section of videos like this video that people have the feeling that you lose your sense of your own body if you're wearing a tracker. I don't think that is the case. I actually think it is improving your body feel. But you should never rely on the numbers. You should always listen to your body first and then use the numbers as additional info. The Whoop Band is much bolder in its advice and you can track your habits with it. You can connect the Oura app to Apple Health and Android Health Core and export all the data you want. The Oura app is also the only app that doesn't need an internet connection to calculate the values. However, Oura has one major disadvantage. Not only does the ring cost money, it also has a subscription fee which you definitely need to buy, and it is €6 a month. So in 3 years it's almost €200 and that's not cheap at all. Ultrahuman does not yet have a subscription and I don't think they ever will. Ultrahuman also has an interface for blood glucose, so that is quite nice. I was wearing the needle in my arm for 2 weeks and it's very insightful and it is drawing conclusions between the heart rate and the blood glucose. So if you are having diabetes, this could be great. Chapter 3, Conclusion. I know that was a lot of info, but trust me, I was keeping it short. So who's the Oura Ring for? I say it's for people who don't want to wear a watch or a regular watch, but still want health tracking. It's for people that want to monitor and improve their sleep. And it's for people that are frequently ill or generally speaking not that fit and they want to work on that. And also people that are willing to pay €6 a month, because guys, you can't skip that subscription sadly. The ring itself costs 330 to 600 euros, so 100 euros per gram. You shouldn't buy the Oura Ring for the fitness tracking, or if you want to be warned if you are ill beforehand, or if you don't want to wear a ring. And you have to take the time every single day to go through the app and analyze your own data, because the ring can't go to sleep for you. You have to decide when the exact time is. Neither me nor my girlfriend will keep wearing the ring, and it's not because it's a bad product, we are just not the right people for it. She prefers her Withings scan watch, it's more than enough for her, and I do think that the Whoop band is better for my lifestyle, and there will be a Whoop review on this channel, so please consider subscribing. I hope this video was helpful, stay healthy, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.